Okay, I'm going to bring you guys along today with me, and I'll have to apologize ahead of time there if I cough or sneeze, but trying to get over being sick. Oh, and hello. Alright, so I got a 2010 Nissan Frontier. Customer's complaint is sometimes cranks and no start, sometimes no crank at all. And let's see if the dash is going to do its magical thing here for you. Alright, I want you guys to pay attention there on the left-hand side in that little orange box. It just flickered once, but it hasn't done its little thing that it does there where it jumps on and off, on and off. I'm going to turn the key off, turn the key back on. Alright, it's not showing there. Sometimes you'll see park, sometimes you won't. Now, park is in the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side there, we should be looking at our four-wheel drive indication. So, grab the Diagun. Already have a breakout box hooked up down there. This car is pretty well diagnosed already, just based upon diagrams. And I should have had the diagrams ready for you guys. But what I'll do is I'll put it up on the Facebook page so that you guys can follow along with me. So if you want to see how I got to where I got to, anyhow. If I go in there and I try to do an auto search right now, I can tell you that it will not find that VIN, and it's not because of the tool, it's because of the car. So I'm just going to go right in here, and we're going to go right in for engine. And what you'll see, maybe a no-com. Yep, no communication. Now, let me show you guys a little bit about what's going on here. So, I grabbed a Snap-on scope there just for the availability of it, and I want you guys to look at that voltage scale. Right now, I'm going across pins 6 and 14 for the CAN line. All right, and look at where the voltage starts and where it ends. Let me zoom that out a little bit for you. I have it on a 20-volt scale. You guys see where that line is beginning and ending? Let me pause it for you, and hopefully we'll get a good, decent spot on the screen here. No, let me try again. Right there. Okay, 6 volts. All right, we should be starting at 2.5 volts. One signal going up to 3.5, one signal going from 2.5 down to 1.5. So clearly there's an issue here, right? I'm going to turn the key off, and then we're going to let this run live again. And we'll give it a couple seconds there for the other computers there to power down. I want you guys to see what I was seeing. This is what I'm looking at. This is actually with the communication off. So everybody right now should be asleep out there, and this is what's on the data line. So in looking at this car actually has 2 data lines. It has a K line and it has a CAN data line. K line is going to be in there at pin 7, and yeah, again, I'll have to follow through on the diagrams with you guys after this, because unfortunately I have no way to pull them up for you right now. Quite honestly, I just used all that on my phone, which was easy enough, and I didn't think to pull out a laptop for you. So either which way though, if you go to my Facebook page, it's the New Level Auto YouTube page, I'll be able to sit there and follow you guys along on the wiring diagrams, and we can ask questions there. But I looked at this right away, and the very first thing I see is a raised voltage, something that's still talking back and forth on the line. I turned the key on, and you can see someone's out there trying to talk, but it can't possibly talk if it's starting at 6 volts. So I went for what has a K line and what does not. The ones without a K line, and the reason I'm doing that, let me show you. Let's do it this way. Let's go back out for a moment here, back out again, and we're going to do a manual selection. We're going to do North America, United States, and we're going to go right down to a Frontier, and it's a D40 2010. And what we'll do is we're just going to hit health report, and we just want to see who actually has the ability to talk. Mind your keys on. Someone's trying to talk. But again, I already told you that they can't talk on that kind of a CAN line. There's no way that they can speak on starting off at around 6 volts. Now, let's see. I don't know if you'll be able to see it down there also. But pin 7, you see that light up there for a second? So, that means pin 7, it's also trying to go onto that K-CAN line and try to talk to someone. So let's see who it actually spoke to. It spoke to the TCM and the transfer case module. That's what we have there. And the codes that I'll set are for CAN communication circuit, and pay attention to that one, vehicle speed sensor ABS. Well, see this right here? This gives me direction. So I looked at the wiring diagram, and the wiring diagram shows me a couple of modules that have CAN line and K line. So K line, these two guys are definitely on there. The SRS is on there as well. And so is the ABS. But I can't seem to talk to SRS, and I can't seem to talk to ABS. Well, SRS is down under here. I don't feel like pulling all this up. So let's go right out there, and we're going to go shoot right to the ABS line. Now, mind you, no interior lights in here, nothing going on. The key comes on. Sometimes there's a chime, sometimes there's not. As a matter of fact, there you go. Key's still in the ignition, door's still open. It was there for a second, and now it's not. So, ABS, easiest one to get to. I'm gonna come out here and unplug it. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it, but maybe I'll lift you over here. I don't know if you guys can pick up on the fact that the chime just came back on. The chime did come back on. I have that removed. We're still on 6 and 14, and look at that. You see how we lost that 6 volt where it was always at 6 volts? There's a little something happening down there, but we'd have to move our trigger down now, bring it within range, and that looks a little bit more like it. So let me come off of my 20 volt scale, bring it down to a 5 volt. Same here. Come back out. And now, what I see when it's there, it looks more to me like a CAN signal. Stop it there and zoom out. And we'll bring it in on one of these little packets right here, or close to it. Right there. That looks more like it. So, remember, the car problem was the no start. Right now, we know it's there. I'm going to go in here. Start some runs. Now, I expect some lights to be on, obviously, because we have a ABS disconnected right now. So, I'll see, let's see. Turn this. Traction light on. Tire light, I don't think. Four-wheel drive is going to be mad because you can't talk to the ABS. We already saw that in one of the codes in there. And brake and ABS lights are on. And guys, that's not my camera that's dirty. That's just how dirty the cluster is. I'm not saying nothing, because I always get yelled at for saying how dirty a car is. But anyhow, let's go back out on this thing. Let's run it live. See how good those packets look. And those look like textbook packets to me. Alright, but here's what I was talking about. 2.5 volts up to 3.5 volts, and then 2.5 volts down to 1.5 volts. Alright, that is a good CAN data message. This car has a problem with the ABS. In this case here, I've already done the powers and grounds, so I'm just bringing you guys in somewhat after the fact. You know, there's still a couple things there that I'll check just to verify. But K-line works, not a K-line issue. We're looking at a CAN communication issue on this car, and that was the reason caused by the no start. This car's going to end up getting an ABS module as soon as I verified 2 more wires on there, and I'm good to go. Alright, so figured I'd share that with you, and you guys have a great day and Merry Christmas.